Okay, Luke, yourself first.
Brendan, can we start with Jozo Simunovic? How big a blow is that he's not going to be able to make it?
Of course, yeah. He's come back into the team, having been injured, and obviously performed exceptionally well. So you always want your top players available. So he just had a slight reaction to the injury he had before, and so unfortunately he's unavailable.
Is there any long-term issue over that, given it's a recurrence?
We don't think so. Obviously, we're waiting on the MRI results, so we're hoping that it's not going to be. So, but it just felt he just felt a twinge on it in training the other day. So we just need to wait and see.
Is it a case of a rejig then, and I take it you feel confident you have the guys to do the job in your squad?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we've had to be used to, really. I think across our back line, especially centre half, it's unfortunately a lot of the players have not been available all of the time. Ideally, you want to have a settled partnership that plays at centre half, but we've always had to rejig it and shape it in a different way sometimes. But whoever I put in there have always done their best, and they've always given their all, and they're all collectively, they know that the strength is very much in the team. So whoever I put in there, I believe can go in and do a good job as always.
When you come to a venue like this and the threats that Bayern Munich have, no matter what, do they have to step up a level anyway?
Yeah, it's one of the best teams in world football. You only need to look at their team sheet. You only need to look at the quality of the players. But for us, we understand that, respect that. But our duty for us is to play how we play. It's never always easy when you play against these teams. But for us, that's how we work. So we like to attack, and obviously we like to defend with aggression. So we respect it'll be a tough game for us, but it's another game for us in our development as a squad. And I think away from home, we've shown that development over the course of the last season. This is, of course, a big test for us, but we look forward to that and relish it.
Brendan, I think Paul Lambert was saying the other day that for Celtic, or actually most teams, to come here and get a positive result, you basically need to be at the top of your game, and for Bayern to have an off day. Is that a fair assessment, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's always the case that it's all relative to whatever you are when you're one of the big teams, and of course Bayern Munich at this level will be up there as some of the favourites for the competition. So and obviously they're playing in their own backyard. They're sitting on the same points as us in the group, so they will want to make a point of pulling away from us by winning their home game for sure. So so it's always the case. You need everything involved to win a game of football at this level, but we'll go into it with a real positive mindset. We know that we'll have to be resilient, but of course we want to have that confidence and belief that we can play also. They've obviously changed management, and that has given them a little bit of a bounce effect. Just seeing the change from how they had been playing. And Saturday, you always look at players now, how hard they work and how they press, and certainly Saturday's game, Bayern Munich's counter-pressing went to a different level than what they had been. So that's something that we'll have to cope with. But the players are looking forward to it, and we know it's a beautiful arena to come and play in, and hopefully we can put in a performance to suit.
You've obviously brought Scott Brown and Stuart Armstrong with you on the flip side of that bad news about Jozo. Are they fit to start the game, and if so, how big a boost to your general chances do you feel that would be?
Well, it's a huge boost for us. I think both players have different qualities. Brownie's got those real leadership qualities, and ever since my time here in the big games, he's performed. He's a big game player. So to come to this type of arena, and he will impose his way of playing and his way of working, and that's always a big inspiration for the team. So he's been brilliant in my time, and of course, we'll look to him tomorrow to to play as well as he always does. Stuart's a player that's grown at this level. He's got real good mobility, and he has a threat to score a goal. So, so to have both those players available is obviously very, is very pleasing, and obviously makes our squad that bit stronger.
What's that win in Anderlecht done for the confidence when you're coming away from home in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think it's been gradual over the course of the last year. Our away performances in Europe, the players have gained confidence in terms of how they've played and the style they've been imposing, and obviously defensively how strong they've been. So so it's obviously the game in Anderlecht, which was built up as a real pressure game for ourselves. The performance, okay, it wasn't complete, but it was good enough to go and get a very good result. And of course, when you win away anywhere in the Champions League, the players gain a lot of confidence from that. And tomorrow night will be obviously another big challenge for us. But again, we look to perform and look to hopefully get a good result.
Brendan, you spoke about the bounce effect of the new manager coming in here. Do you think this is therefore going to be they're going to be a more dangerous side tomorrow night than they might have been a few weeks ago when the vibe here seemed kind of gloomy?
Well, I think there was a couple of results that probably went the way they didn't want to. So of course that I think they were 2-0 up in two of the games, and both home and away, and get picked back to draw the game. Obviously the new manager coming in, and for his first game at the weekend, and of course he's someone who's respected throughout the club, and a lot of the players that have been here over time have known him very well, so they know how he works. And sometimes you get that. Sometimes you get that effect. How long it lasts, okay, time will tell. But for us, however that effect is, we respect that we're playing against some fantastic players, So, and in this competition, no matter how your form is and how your league form is, this is a competition where you want to do well in. So, so I think they'll be highly motivated. They'll want to come and really press the game and show their qualities. For us, we need to be resilient, but of course, for us, we know that we can come away from home and play football as well and score goals. So, so that is our intention for tomorrow evening.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Stadium, what are your first impressions? Have you been here before, actually? Have you had an experience of this before?
Yeah, I've been here previously. Obviously, when I come here, it was with City, and I wasn't playing. But it's different now. I feel much more different in a different place, and coming here and being a big part of this team, and going to enjoy it tomorrow.
It strikes me that despite the aura that surrounds Bayern Munich, that the Celtic squad are not phased by coming to somewhere like that. Is it something like this? Is that fair?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. As us players, I think we need to come here without any fear. Go into the game full of confidence and belief that we can come here and get a win.
How much has the win in Brussels a few weeks back given you this, maybe added impetus that you can achieve a result like that?
Yeah, that added our confidence. I think for winning the game away for numerous years, that hasn't been done. In the last 5 years, an away game in the Champions League. I think going into this game has given us the confidence and that belief that we need, and that's what we can do, is just keep going out, play our normal game, and make sure we get the job done.
It's a sellout 70,000 crowd tomorrow night. Do the crowds at Celtic Park help the Celtic players?
Say that again, sorry?
It's a 70,000 sellout tomorrow night. What you're used to at Celtic Park, is that a help to you tomorrow night? Yeah,
well, we're used to playing, in front of 60,000 every week. So, that occasion shouldn't faze us players. Like I said, we'd be going out there, playing our normal game, and just soaking up the atmosphere. And I'm sure all the Celtic fans will be right behind us as well. And it'd be hopefully an enjoyable game for us.
Scott, given the result in Brussels, When you look at the development of the squad from last season, say the game in the new camp to now, how different are you, do you feel? And how much aware are you, how much more aware are you of games such as this and how to handle them?
I think now we've improved up until now. I think, you know, back then, the defeats, we look back and we reflect, and all we can do is learn from them games. And, you know, obviously having a loss against the PSG, I think we reflect off that. Then we went into Anderlecht away and we got the win there. That gave us confidence. And that's what we can do, is look back and make sure we keep learning and keep being positive going into the next game.
Do you think Celtic's biggest threat will be, who will you have to look out for in the Bayern Munich team?
Well, there's so many. I don't think I can just pick one player. You know, they're all sort of world-class players in that team. But that's one thing that shouldn't faze us as players. When we play tomorrow, we need to go out there and just play our normal game like we do.
Were you at Chelsea with Arjen Robben?
Yeah.
So you know him well in his game. How tough will he be to play against, and also how much did he help you back in the day, or did you have a lot of dealings together at Chelsea?
Yeah, obviously I know Arjen back from Chelsea when I was coming through the ranks, and you know, he's a world-class player. And I think, you know, as a young player, when you look up to the players like Arjen when you were there, you know, you see what he does, you see he cuts in, you know what's happening, but you know, always gets off to that left foot, and I think that's one player we probably need to stop. But like I said, there's so many players that out there world class, but we can't let that phase us and go in there and make sure we play our normal game as well.
Scott, you said you said you reflected obviously on the PSG game. Can you pinpoint specifically what you've learned from that night at Celtic Park against PSG?
I think there's so many things that we learned. I think, you know, when we concede 2 or 3 goals, I think we need to be more compact. But other stages where we wasn't, and we conceded a lot more, and it ended up the scoreline 5-0. But for us is to, like I say, go out there with no fear. And I think when we played PSG, it was a little bit different. Obviously, reflecting from PSG to the Anderlecht game. And that's what we can do. And like I keep saying, is that the belief and the confidence that we need to go in tomorrow night game with, and play our best football.
Did you have a bit of fear against PSG?
I wouldn't say fear. There's not really a word I can describe it. But the same thing is when, you know, I think we put too much pressure on ourselves, because every player for Celtic wants to do so well. And, you know, sometimes you can try a little bit hard and things don't go too right. So I think it's all about being relaxed as a player, you know, when it's the Champions League stage. And just like I keep saying, it's playing our normal game and, you know, getting the ball down, trying to keep possession and create chances, and also, you know, defend. And hopefully it can be an enjoyable night for us tomorrow.
Any more questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Cheers, guys.